I don't know where to put the JavaScript.
So when you click the business and the developer buttons, they still toggle? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but I want it to like stay a color, so they're like, oh, I'm obviously on business, like so it's not so, like right now you're like, okay, where am I? It's kind of confusing. It should be like a color,
Yeah.
Well,
selected.
we're eventually going to have 2 separate themes, basically for business and
Oh,
developer.
okay,
We
cool,
just
yeah.
haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll
Yeah, a
probably
lot of
make
a lot of the top-down stylistic stuff is still to be developed.
I was working on, try do a redesign, like more modern too. I've been working
Is there
on.
like is there a wireframe for it? I'm new, by the way.
Yeah,
Hello, everybody.
there is.
Yeah, I like the starter. I like the navigation. I like the logo as well. It kind of reminds me of the Git logo.
Yeah, I made that real quick just so we had something to look at.
Yeah, I like it. What does it say under starter?
Just the O1 network.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
Yeah, I can zoom.
Nice. Yeah, that looks good. Are there any merge conflicts?
I don't think so. Let me make the poll real quick though.
Yeah, cool.
It's gonna be issue number 32 on this one. I was just reworking it.
Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, that looks good. You were there on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, cool. Just making sure you're the right Eric.
Yep, that's me.
Cool.
Alright,
That was nice meeting over there. It was the first time over at the Makerspace. I'm really
oh
loving
man,
it.
that place was sick, dude. I love that
I
place.
know.
I mean, it's mad expensive, but it's cool that even just to be there, and
I
check
know.
everything out. And
I know.
it's like $20 a day. Like if you really wanted to do something,
I
I could see
know.
myself wanting to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we could somehow get free membership for those involved with this network right here. That'd be pretty amazing. But
Oh, like if we do a little website or whatever he wanted to do the calendar for him or something.
yeah, Parker and I were thinking about doing the reservation system for them. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty
be cool.
smooth. I think it'd be a fair trade too, because any system, especially scheduling or reservation or that sort of thing, it's not cheap. So, and I'm sure it'll just start there as far as partnerships go. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm excited about it. I was more like they need help building their electronics department and their software department, and I was like, how can we help you, kind of, and the rest will fall into place. That was my mindset, and Parker's just super excited. You met Parker. He's just
Oh yeah, he's great.
he is super into it. He got this like Google Docs going. He wrote out like a bunch of documents. He's like, we need to organize. We need to look into nonprofit status, and man, he's going hard. So it's really great to see someone so hungry and focused and dedicated. And Parker's been going to that makerspace for like over a year now, so he's well connected over there, and he's been coming to our in-person meetups at least for about a year as well. So he's definitely an awesome dude. And
Yeah, he was really good at showing me how to do the wood cutting and stuff. Like he's a really good teacher, actually.
I know, yeah. The first time I went over there last week, he was giving me a tour, and I was like, "All right, he's gonna kind of like just give me the rundown, like a quick rundown. Like that's the metal shop, that's the woodworking shop. This is where the electronics are." No, he went into depth, like full detail on every section. He spent about 15 or 20 minutes breaking down not only that area, but the sub areas within that area and what they're good for. I'm like, man, he really
Well,
broke it down.
he's a coder too, obviously, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's fresh. He's just getting into it. I think he's been coding for like 6 months or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a coder. He spends most of his time in the woodworking shop over there at the
Yeah, that's what
makerspace though.
he's really excited to get me in there. He's like,
Yeah. For everybody who's new, if you would just introduce yourself in the introductions channel. If you go to the top in the welcome section, there's an introductions. Just let people know your name, where you're from, how long you've been coding, that sort of thing. And then we will give everyone just a couple minutes to come in. we're actually debating what we're going to be working on tonight. So there was a couple options. It looks like your design is coming along. We definitely need something a little bit more modern as far as design. I don't know if so. The navigation you have is overwriting the navigation that we created.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a couple different versions, and I'll show everybody the wireframe that I started last week. We all just entered my Visual Studio Code, and the purpose was, a couple people work on the header, a couple people work on the login and sign up, a couple people work on just the video, and we're trying to get inspiration for design and styles and that sort of thing. But we decided that the best way to move forward was to actually complete a wireframe, get the design down pat, and then make that wireframe available to everybody else. Just so if 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 during the week someone wants to work on it like you, who doesn't have the experience that you have, at bare minimum, they know exactly what they're trying to create or replicate. They know exactly what styles they're looking for, and they could compare it to the high fidelity wireframe to see if it's in line with what we're looking for. And the reason why I want to work on the wireframe on a night where there's a lot of people opposed to just by myself is because the more input we could get on the wireframe, the better it's going to look, the better it's going to be. So I've been spending about 3 weeks now just trying to learn Figma and master Figma. So I give it a couple more weeks until it's down pat. I'm going to start scheduling some events just to like recreate Facebook with Figma or recreate other pages that already exist in with Figma just to really solidify those skills. But I don't know if Seed is coming in today. What are your thoughts, Kevin?
I don't know. His icon doesn't clearly show when he goes dark when he's completely offline, but it doesn't show mobile desktop. I never really know if he's on or not.
Gotcha, because he wanted to lead a group as far as the back end design goes. I've never actually built a back end design the way that I think we're gonna do one moving forward. So I would say work on, and you said that you completed a couple wireframes for the sign up and the login page, Kevin. Okay, cool.
I'm not able to post them anywhere. I mean, they're sitting on my hard drive local.
Okay, that's cool too. I mean, there's a few different ways we could share them. We could just share them in the chat. We could share them in the readme on the GitHub. I think the readme
I don't seem to be able to attach photo to chat. I don't know why.
photo,
Yeah.
you can't just copy and paste the photo like with a snippet.
Well, if I copy the file name, it pastes the freaking path. That's no help.
Hmm.
And just like upload it to Imager and then put the link in there, and it should pull the image.
Yeah, I think like a link. Yeah, I think a link would be best because then everybody can actually click on the link and go into your Figma file. And as long as you don't give editing privileges, no one could really like mess it up, but they'll still be able to go in and just check it out.
All right. Well,
I'd be curious to see it too. I started the wireframe for the non-logged in landing page, basically what Eric just showed us, but I was like halfway into it and I was like, let's build this together. I don't want to build this myself. I want to get as much input as possible. So, and then I say tonight we just finish up this non-logged in landing page wireframe. We we fine tune the sign up and the login that you did, Kevin, because yours is in Figma too, right?
yeah.
And then I say we start building the dashboard. At bare minimum, we'll have the non-logged in landing page and both sign up pages complete as far as design goes. That way, throughout the week, anyone who wants to work on the project can actually do that and know know what the design or what the style is supposed to look like instead of having like multiple elements all with different styles, you know. But before we do that, it's 8:10 right now, so we'll get started. If everyone wants to we'll go from the top to bottom, starting with Boozma, and just unmute, let people know what your name is, where you're checking in from, what location, how long you've been coding, that sort of thing, and then you can include a fun fact if you'd like. No pressure though. So I'll start. I'm Jim. I started this group about a year ago. I was just looking for an in-person meetup and I couldn't find one anywhere, so I created one on Meetup. It started really small. It was even the first couple weeks I was just there by myself, but I used it as a reason to just code for a few hours. So I do like 4 hours of coding on the first couple meetups. And then people started coming. We had 2 people on the 3rd or 4th week, and then 3 people, and it's just been growing ever since. So it came to a point where we were having 10 plus people at this little Starbucks, and we were pulling up chairs. The community table wasn't even large enough. So we started thinking about expanding to a bigger location, but I was like, you know, we're cozy here. The manager, the employees, they all know us. They bring us over snacks. Like, they're really good. The environment was really great. So we stayed there as long as we had to. And now recently, they're doing construction for 3 weeks. So we ended up getting a new space at the Maker Space in downtown Hartford, which is great. And Parker hooked that up. So the Discord was born because Brian, one of the local members, was like, hey, I'm going to this boot camp. They do things on Discord. It's really cool. And we were already doing some virtual events just through Zoom and FaceTime and that sort of thing, data structure and algorithm competitions and just like team programming nights like this. And we thought it would just be better to include more people. So we started the Discord. It was just a local thing. It came to the point where so many people locally liked the events that we were hosting that we decided to open it up to other cities across the country, and hence the reason why there's people coming in from all over the place. We have 22 events per month right now, but we're looking to be up at, let me see what the actual, it's definitely going to be over 100 events in the next like 6 months. The plans for which events to be hosted are already in the works. It's just scheduling them and starting them up and doing it in a way that's sustainable. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for any other events. If you look at the top left of the server, you'll see events. There's 9 scheduled right now. And if you're ever free, just sign up and you're always welcome. We try to make them as interactive as possible. We like people to get their hands dirty. That's the way that you learn the best. There are people who like to stay muted sometimes and just hang out in the back, but regardless of whether it's data structure and algorithm competitions or team programming, like tonight, we always encourage people to get involved and unmute and that sort of thing. So, Boozma, you want to go ahead and start the introductions?
How's it going, everyone? My name's Pete. I'm from Mesa, Arizona, so a little east of Phoenix. Been coding for maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. Just recently getting into front-end web dev, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Haven't done much of that. I'm hoping to take over the Arizona Codes group from Jimmy here. So if any of you guys are Arizona natives, maybe we'll have something we can get together in person and meet up. That'd be nice. Fun fact about me, I like woodworking in my spare time, but I'm not very good at it. That's about it.
Awesome. Welcome, Pete. Yeah, Pete's stepping up for the Arizona Code, so he'll be doing some local in-person social events. We're going to create a chat channel specifically for Arizona as well, just for communication about local events and that sort of thing. So if you're from Arizona, definitely reach out to Pete. Say hi. Welcome, Pete. Eric, what's up?
Hi everyone, I'm Eric. I'm from Western Mass. I'm currently at 100 devs and have about 4 months experience now. I'd like to add, like, if you are going to events, if you could, like, RSVP, just say that you're going, because that gets people interested. Like, I know, like, my local events, it'll show like 2 people are going, and it kind of makes you like, oh, I don't really want to go,
Gotta stick with it. Give it time.
Yeah, definitely.
Is Kevin like super quiet for anyone else?
Yeah, you're a little quiet, Kev.
Well, let me turn my mic up. It sits there and turns green when I'm not making any noise. I think it's fanned.
Yeah, you're a little quiet though. I keep my volume really loud, so I'll probably be deaf in a few years.
It's
How's that?
weird
Is that
because
better?
yeah, before you were fine. Yeah, that's a
Oh,
lot
this
better.
stupid Linux keeps turning it down on the system side.
Yeah, now it's really good.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Stupid Linux.
Don't worry, I have problems with my Linux as well.
Welcome,
That's
Eric.
bizarre. I said it right before I logged in. I said it.
All good, all good. Freeman, what's up? You're on mute. If you look on the bottom left, there's a microphone. If you click that, you'll come off mute. For now, we could just jump down to Jay Otterbox. What's up?
Hello.
Hey.
My name is Jason. I'm from Southern California, LA, Orange County area. I'm actually I graduated last year from my CS program, and I've been coding for a while. I would say about 5-6 years, but I would still kind of consider myself like novice. So that's why I'm here to learn to collaborate with others and up my game.
Awesome. Welcome, Jason. Jax.
Hey guys, my name's Jax. I started coding like maybe 7 years ago, but it was mainly with R because I was interested in like statistical, psychological research stuff, and then I kind of stopped. So I can't say I've been doing it for 7 years. I did that for like 1 year, and then now I've been a math teacher for a few years at a high school, but I'm trying to transition into software development. And I started in February a professional certificate course in full stack development using Mern. So right now we did the web development stuff of JavaScript, HTML, CSS, but pretty much a rookie.
Cool.
Awesome. Welcome. John, what's up? John is actually taking over the New Mexico code. So if you're from New Mexico, definitely reach out to John as well.
Yeah, I think it might just be me. My name is John Chavez. I've been coding now for maybe a year, but mostly it's just been kind of introductions to a bunch of different languages. I'm getting my CS degree right now. I have about a year left, but joining this group was a big help for me because it made me, I don't know about you all, but whenever you're learning on your own, it's easy to go down rabbit holes that don't help. So doing stuff like this, it makes me want to log off and look up stuff for React or CSS and try to understand that way next time I get on. I know a little bit more what we're talking about. So really encouraged to be here. Probably won't be able to hang out all night tonight. I have something going on with my son, but nice to meet everybody.
Awesome. Welcome back, John. Mash Lomo.
Hey there, my name's Shlomo, and I came across this to meet up locally. I'm somewhat new to New Hampshire, and I thought this was somewhat of a local thing, but it's cool that people are from all over. I'm actually have more like a 3D artist design background, but I've been like doing MOOC courses like on through random Udemy stuff for a few years now, and so I know my way around some web and JavaScript stuff. Mostly, I've actually picked up some projects and done some work, but never really worked together in teams. So, really want to help work with some people and make some stuff together.
Awesome. Welcome, Shlomo.
I forgot to add, I'm from New Hampshire too.
Awesome, and also been focusing on Mern. So, there to go, Jax.
Awesome. Where in New Hampshire are you guys from?
I'm in Manchester.
Okay.
And I'm just
Where are you, Shlomo?
I'm south of Lebanon.
Oh,
I'm like
so okay, you're on the eastern border.
yeah, the Connecticut River Valley.
Okay, I used to live in Manchester, New Hampshire. Solar City sent me up there to build some sales teams a few years back, and I had a store in Manchester at the mall. That mall's huge, and then I had a store in West Lebanon as well. So I'm familiar with your area a little as well, Shlomo. Cool. Welcome, guys. New Hampshire's so beautiful. I love it.
Love it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Matthew.
just moved here like a year and a half ago, and I'm really liking it.
Nice. Where'd you move from?
I mean, not too far from Massachusetts, but I mean, I didn't think that there was going to be much of a difference between Massachusetts and New Hampshire, but I was very wrong. But
Yeah.
it's been good.
Awesome. Awesome. Matthew, what's up?
Hey, I'm Matthew, and I am just starting out learning how to code. I have been in IT for a while, but I was doing mostly like network technician to engineer type stuff and then some system ad stuff, but I wanted to get into coding. And right now I'm doing an online coding boot camp actually. And I've only been doing that for a month, but I've been learning quite a bit and now know some stuff for HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Yeah, and I'm looking to kind of check out what's going on in the coding community as well, and just work and improve on my skills. Basically, I'm in Bangor, Maine right now, so.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
What boot camp are you doing?
It's through Code Fellows. That's out of Seattle, so I'm doing it online, obviously.
Yep. Cool.
But yeah,
how is it?
Great.
It is good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I've had a great time so far. Yeah, I've only been doing it for a month, but I've learned quite a bit. It's really fun. I really enjoy learning it. They do a great job of teaching. It's been pretty awesome so far.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Welcome.
Your avatar rocks.
Thank you. It is a joke, but I think it's pretty sweet.
I've seen him once.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome, Matthew. Michael, what's up? Michael Randazzo.
Hi, I'm Mike Randazzo from Seattle as well. This is my first Seattle Codes meetup or IO meetup. And I just recently retired from the Air Force, and I'm learning to code on a free online boot camp called 100 Devs. And I feel like I'm learning a lot, just looking for more hands-on practice.
Awesome. Yeah, 100 Devs is super popular in this community. We have tons of people in the 100 Devs program. Everything I hear about that program is great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
100 Devs agency.
Yeah. Eric, you're in the 100 Devs, right?
An agency. Yeah.
Awesome.
Kind of similar to your project.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I love everything I hear about it. Leon is a great guy too. From everything I hear, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Mastermind also?
I haven't heard of that.
Matthew, you might be interested. On Twitch, Mastermind, he does DevOps. So it might be up your alley also to check out.
Okay.
Awesome. Omaran Basna.
Hello.
Hey.
My name is Umran. I have a bachelor in medical science and also I have strong passion in software development. I use it to work on Unity game engine. And right now I start working on React. For 6 months developing like websites and some mobile apps.
Do you code in C# then?
Hmm?
Do you code in C#
C#
if you use Unity?
Yeah.
You use C#.
Yeah, C#.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Phaedra. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but you're on mute.
Wait, what's up?
Oh, you could just introduce yourself to everybody else real quick.
Oh, yeah. So, right. So my name is Chris. So I was gonna say, oh yeah, I've been kind of coding for maybe a couple of years. I mean, although I still feel like sort of a beginner. I have a bachelor's in computer science I received last spring, and ever since I've been just searching for a position. I kind of joined this group because I kind of needed more, uh, I guess more experience working with others. I've been kind of working with different projects, a lot of back-end development. So, and yeah, I mean, so far this group is pretty cool. I kind of enjoy my time.
Yeah, you've been super involved, so totally appreciate you. You've been coming to data structure, algorithm, team programming's it, everything.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Raina, what's going on? Raina's taking over for Florida, so
That's
we're
right.
gonna have a chat channel for Florida residents, and there'll be some in-person meetups in Florida coming up sooner than later as well.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks, Jimmy. Yes, guys. Hello, I'm Raina. I've been coding for, I guess, maybe almost 2 years. And I was in another boot camp with Kinsey, and I got my certificate in UX UI design. And I got bored, and then I was like, you know what? I want to know how to code. And I too am part of 100 devs, and we're learning APIs, event loops, and stacks. And I'm having a lot of fun just trying to figure out Node. So that's been fun. Oh, fun fact is I love salsa music. I love all types of Latin music, my family. And so sometimes I'm just dancing while I'm coding. Sounds weird, but it helps me. And doing Code Wars, another brain teaser. So nice meeting you all, and I wish there was somebody in Florida I could connect with, but who knows? Gonna
Give it
keep going.
time. Give it time.
Yeah, there definitely is. There's tons of people from Florida in the server. I just can't remember. If they're not from the local area, I try not to think about it too much. I know for sure, Kat. Kat was one of the first ones. She actually was there the Saturday that we conceptualized this website that we're working on now. What's her? See what her username is. She might have
I
changed.
don't think she's been back since.
Yeah.
Oh man.
People change their name too every once in a
That too.
while. So I'm like, I go to like connect two people. I'm like, what did they change it to? But yeah, when I make the announcement, I'm gonna include everybody who's stepping up for their local area. So I'm gonna introduce them to you, let them know you're taking over that area. There's gonna be in-person events in that area, so expect a ton of people from the server to reach out to you at that point.
Awesome.
Yep. And last but not least, S.J. Orden.
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Sam Jordan. That's just like a mashup of my whole name. Pretty much I just started coding a little while ago, and just been making a couple of my own projects, things that I can use at my power plant I work at. And in between time where I work, I try to learn like a little bit of code and things that could be useful that can help me in the field. So that's about it. I've only been to one other event of this Discord, and just trying to manage the time so I can be able to come more and learn more and just be around people that do it. So right
Did
now
you say
I'm doing
power plant?
yeah,
What kind?
like a boiler plant. It's for like a hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're turbines, engines, pumps,
Are you
stuff
an
like that.
engineer? Like what? How does that? How do you fit into that?
How do I fit into it?
Are you like
I
an
went to
engineer
school
or just
for it. Yeah. I have a third. It's a license. So like this second fireman, first fireman, third engineer. I have my third engineer's license. So you just go to school for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
hospitals can't play that run out of power stuff. They can't have that.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's my coding journey, and I'm gonna try to make as much classes as I can. If there's any way that you can upload some YouTube videos so I can catch up. If I can't come, that'll be great. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to start recording everything just so anyone who misses events or wants to get caught up on a project we're working on can get it caught up easily.
Is there a repo we should clone for this as we get ready for tonight?
Yeah, so I'm about to pull that up right now. Now that we went over everybody. Um,
Sorry, I
so
didn't get a chance to jump in. I might have missed my name.
all good. What's up?
Hey, I'm Freeman. This is my first live Discord here. I'm out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am also stumbled into 100 Devs after doing a boot camp through Tech Talent South about a year ago. I would have to say that Leon is probably the reason that I actually got back into learning how to code. So I'm in the first 3 days going through the HTML, CSS, and progressing forward into Java. So I'm looking forward to this meetup and just seeing what else I can learn. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Awesome. Cool. So I'll go over just a brief description of this project that was conceptualized a little over a month ago. For a while during these team programming nights, we were just coming together. We were building something small, like a to-do app. One week, we built the Wordle app. We actually built it in one night, which was surprising. APIs, and we did an OpenAI API one time that told you a story based on the words you entered, and just smaller stuff. But it seemed like everybody wanted something longer term that they could work on. Not only longer term, but something that they could come into a job interview and impress the recruiter or the person doing the interview with, something that was open source, that was nonprofit, that is just a longer term project. And so we took one whole Saturday just to conceptualize an idea. So we wrote out a whole bunch of requirements and we brainstormed and we came up with this. Right now we're calling it the starter app, but the name is subject to change. Like we were thinking something like Clear Path or something of that nature. Basically what it does is, so the big problem is a lot of people who go to boot camps or school or they're self-taught, they find it difficult to get a job even after the boot camp or after they've been coding for a year or two because they don't necessarily have the team collaboration, working on a team, the communication, the GitHub pull request, experience with Git, that sort of thing, and then also solving real world problems with real world solutions. And so that's what we're trying to do with this starter app. The starter app is basically a place where developers can come and they have a list of open source projects that they could choose from. They choose the projects that they're interested in, and when the project starts, they have a chance to onboard onto the project. It's all open source, it's all nonprofit, and the projects that are being built will be for nonprofit companies, especially for the people, the newcomers, and stuff like that. So there'll be like a ranking system eventually that's a little further down the road where the more issues you solve and the more you work on a particular project, your rank in the application actually increases, and it's connected to GitHub so you can see how many commits a certain developer has made. And so there's a lot that's going to go into it. Right now we are in the process of building the UI. So let me just pull that open right now. I'm going to share my screen quickly. Give everyone a minute to pop on. Okay. We got 11 people on the screen right now. Couple more people. All right, there's 13. So I'll start sharing. So if you go to O1 Network Starter Dev, that's where the project is. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this right now. And you can see that we're all meeting in the lobby. So just above the lobby, there's resources. And just above that, there's chat. what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that right there. So anyone who clicks that, you'll be able to go right to the project. So if you do want to contribute on this project, you're not going to be cloning the project. There are people who clone. Anyone who we make official contributors, then yes, you could eventually clone it. But right now we're just forking the project. So the difference between cloning and forking is with cloning, you'd actually be pulling it directly from this repo to your computer and then pushing directly back up to this repo. So it's more like I would say, to describe it, maybe like vertical communication from your computer to the direct GitHub. But you see this button up here, it's fork. So if you click fork, this will actually make a copy of this entire repo in your GitHub. So it's going to pass it over from this remote repository to your remote repository. And that way, any edits or any contributions you make on this project, you'll be pulling down from your remote repository to your local computer. And then you'll make your changes. You'll push it back up to your repository on your GitHub, and then you'll make a pull request horizontally from your GitHub back to this GitHub. As far as some of that might have went over some people's heads, I expect it to. So if you didn't understand all of that, that's totally fine. I'm using words that a lot of people have to unpack in the beginning, but it's good to get the exposure to those words as well. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you come to this project is just check out the README, okay? So we're working on building this out right now. You can see prerequisites. You're going to need Git on your machine. You're going to need Node.js and NPM. You're going to need Visual Studio Code. You're going to need a GitHub account. After you have those set up, you will create a project directory on your machine. Locally, you will fork the project and clone the forked version. So you will fork it from here and then get involved and repeat. So you'll select an issue to work on. That's going to be right here. We create all of our issues. If you click on issues, you can see the available issues. Right now, they're all styling issues. Eventually, they're going to become more and more complex. And you can see that we actually label what's involved as far as what type of code you're going to be writing and whether they're good first issues or not. So it's really, and then you'll create a branch. As far as how to create a branch, I'm actually going to be hosting an event in a few weeks, just covering Git and GitHub and creating branches and merges and resolving merge conflicts and like the real nitty gritty of Git. So if you don't know any of that type of stuff right now, I would say do some YouTube searches, do some Google searches, learn as much as you can just to get involved, and then keep your eyes peeled for that event I'm going to be hosting.
Yeah, there's tons of online stuff about how to use Git.
Tons of stuff. Yeah, so after you create your branch, though, it's basically creating a copy of the code base so you can work on without affecting the main code base. So you'll create your branch, work on the code on a separate branch away from the main code base, and then you'll make your changes, change the code, add your styling, add your API calls, whatever issue you decide to work on. You'll make a Git pull to make sure that your code base is in line with the main branch. You'll stage your changes. You'll commit your changes. You'll push them up to your GitHub, and then you'll make a pull request from your GitHub to the parent repo, which is this project right here. Tonight, I'm going to go over the wireframes tonight to just show you what we have. I'm actually going to pull up, well, I'm going to show you what we have as far as this code goes right now. I'm also going to have Eric share his screen so he could show you the pull request that we're likely going to be merging into this project. And then we'll go over the wireframes, and we will we'll work on finishing up the non-logged in landing page wireframe because we will be making more edits. I know Eric was mentioning he does want to give a more modern look to it, and I totally agree with that. So we could create that modern looking wireframe. We'll check out Kevin's sign up and login wireframe, and then we'll fine tune everything that way throughout the week. I know me and Kevin have probably made more pull requests than anyone else on this project so far, but it's going to be cool when other people start getting more involved. You can see these are the current contributors, so we have 10 so far as people whose code actually lives in this project. So a lot more than we thought we'd have this soon, which is really, really cool. So I'll share what we have first, and then we'll let Eric show. All right. Give me 1 second. Does anyone have any questions about anything I just said?
How long the session is?
We have it scheduled from 8 to 10, but there have been nights where we were all just on coding until like midnight sometimes, so. But usually I try to end it around 10 because I always have lots of stuff to do too, and I know everyone else does, so.
Like other question, like if I open like the project, I have like I want just to be sure like I understand. I read an issue and fork the project and then like trying to solve the issue and then ask for pull request. Can you show us how to ask for pull request?
Yeah, you'll have to actually make a modification to the code and push it back up to your repo before you're able to make a pull request.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know
once
how
you've
to
got it
do.
pushed back up to your repo, it's real easy.
Yeah, I know how to push, but I don't know how to make a pull request.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Once you have it in your repository, it's real easy to make a pull request to 01 network.
Yeah. We could cover that if we have time, or I could break out with you individually a little bit later, but also it's a quick Google search away. So it's super simple. So basically I made this navigation, and if I show you, this is something else. Hold on.
That thing in the bottom right looks like a vacuum form styrene thing from my youth. That's cool.
Bro, I love that input style right there. The contrast sucks, so they're a little hard to see, but I love that style right there. Okay, so here we go. I actually took the image out of here as well, so we just have a clear blue background. This marketing message is definitely going to change. I was just like, the clear path, a jumpstart, bridging today with the future you, like something that sounds like that, something that appeals to both developers and nonprofit businesses. But it just like sounds markety. But we need something. That's really for this.
Sneak the phrase "providing solutions" in there for the business people.
Yeah, Kevin knows. So obviously this is going to be modified, but the last one we had, you could see. Actually, we overwrote that one, so that's good. It was like some quote from a movie. So you can see that the navigation from this wireframe right here matches the navigation here. Someone added a border. I think that was CETA. But so we have that right there. I was starting to add the image with this right here, but I didn't have time to finish that up. And then we have the bottom here, which is just when you toggle the business button, the business information is going to show up. When you toggle to developer, the developer information is going to show up. The only thing I look at as complete right here is the navigation, and it's not really complete. It's just matching the wireframe, essentially. Eric, you want to pull up what you have so far, just so people could see where we're headed as far as just having a uniform style across the whole site.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it likes this.
You might have to sign off and back on.
It's I don't think it's gonna work.
Let me stop sharing. If you stop sharing and then share again, sometimes it works. There you go.
There we go.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, so I just was working on making it more responsive. Did some styling on the links, added the logo, and
got my text in there.
fixed the ratio on the video and images. That was I don't know why it was such a pain to get this, like keep the ratio right, and then switch it into mobile mode. Have a little padding here, and
Right.
then
Probably what we'll do is we'll do some of that browser detect stuff and switch to the right mode.
Oh yeah, this will switch, like it'll hit this 600 and then boom.
Right.
It'll work on whatever.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'd like to get this to stay, but he said we're gonna make another site anyway, so that shouldn't really matter. And then put some scaling like on the text and stuff.
Yep.
And then I started working on like a new design because I didn't really like that one, but didn't get very far.
We have a variable. Well, I think it's a prop being pushed in. I can't remember what it's called. It's something state. But you can key your JavaScript off that variable and make. When you say make it stick, I think you mean make the button.
Yeah, I didn't know
the
where to
same
put
color,
the
yeah.
JavaScript like when you're working. I don't know like where would you put the JavaScript, like which file, you know?
Those buttons are in app.js.
So you'd put whatever you want to do
Intelligence
in
form, so to speak, yeah.
there. Okay.
Although we're heading for a more component-based design,
Yeah, that's
so
what
that
he
may
was
change in
saying,
the
so
future.
whatever. Yeah,
We're
doing
still
that.
having discussions about that.
So there was a discussion somewhere about you using Express as for your backend communication, Mongoose.
We're actually
We haven't
planning.
quite got to that discussion yet, but yeah.
Yeah, we're planning for tomorrow or Friday to actually start discussing which technology would be used for the back end. But since we're using React for the front end, we have thrown around the word Express and MongoDB a few times already. So unless there's a really good reason to not use one of those, we'll probably move forward with those.
That's the MERN stack Jax was talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea to do MongoDB and Express because usually that kind of tech stack is, usually the first one to learn. It's the easiest.
Yep.
All right. Well, I have a Elephant SQL account, and that uses Postgres, so we always have an alternative. And it's run through an API, so and it's all cloud-based. And it's a free account, so we can't push it too hard, but certainly do development on it if people are interested in using SQL.
Yeah, I don't know too much about databases, but I have heard a lot of people throwing around the word Postgres as well as far as
The thing about that is that it's free. Is that
I
SQL
think
free?
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, it's not real powerful. It doesn't have a lot of storage, and it can't handle a ton of traffic, but it's free.
MongoDB is free for very low tiers, but as soon as it starts ramping up, it becomes costly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to use something
Everything's like that now.
Something like Mango that jobs would be interested in would be cool.
So Eric, you
about
mentioned
Firebase?
that you started messing. What was that, Amran?
What about Firebase? Is it considered good?
Yeah, a lot of people use Firebase too. So it's really just about, at this point, when we get to the back end, after we finish up the UIs, is discussing these options and not only throwing around words that we hear people saying a lot, but comparing these different options and why one might be better than the other in what situation. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at doing that Friday night. Eric, on this design that you have right here, I mean, we are moving towards a more modern design. So
Yeah.
as
I mean,
far
I
as
just was working on it and I didn't really get very far, but
yeah, so as far as you know what I'm gonna do? And I've been trying to master Figma and really understand the ins and outs of it so we could have a clear design, and then that way I could share this link with anyone who's going to be working on the site. Um, so what we can do tonight is get this non-logged in landing page finished up, and we could use some of the styles from what you have right now, and we could also use some of the styles from what exists in the Figma right now, and we'll finish this up. That way, Thursday, Friday until next Wednesday, there's going to be something solid to work on. My goal is to have this thing done by next Wednesday, the whole UI. So like the non-logged in landing page, the sign up, and the login pages as well. As long as we can have those done by next Wednesday, it's going to be perfect to start building the back end. So that's the goal. Kevin, you want to share your sign up and login wireframes?
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it right now on Eric's screen.
Oh, that's it right there? Okay.
Now I made this intentionally. I mean, almost unstyled. I put like rounded edges and gray stuff where the user's going to interact, and that's about it. I didn't even try to style it.
Okay. Starter
But it
login
has all the elements we're going to need.
Yeah. Login error messages. Perfect. I love how you accounted for error messages as well. Okay. Perfect. So we can just add some styling, not even styling, really, just colors to the login and the sign up, and we're good to go, really, with that. Yeah,
Well,
because it's not like,
background color and
yeah, it's not like
yeah.
we need anything
Like I don't
crazy.
intend for there to actually be a box where the login messages or error messages go. It's just that's where they're going to appear.
Yeah,
yeah, make
exactly.
the div.
Yep.
Was this in Figma?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is solid. I like it. Can I see the sign up one? Email.
It's only a little bit different. This one's going to have a lot more interaction though, because as people type in stuff, we're going to have to prompt them. Password is not long enough. Password needs special character. Password needs a number. That kind of thing. So it's going to be interactive eventually.
Yeah. All right, cool. Cool. So I would say I'm going to go into, did you post these anywhere?
Yeah, they're in
Oh,
chat.
well, I mean, I posted the links to Figma, yeah.
Okay, perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these designs and post them in the Figma I have. That way everyone can access all the designs all in one place.
Okay. Are you using a free Figma? Because it has a pretty low limit on how many files you can.
Yeah, but you could create multiple pages though within one project.
Oh, you sneak. Okay.
Let me see if it'll copy over smoothly. So we have the non-logged in landing page. Okay. We have.
There's
sign up.
actually another state for the sign up page if they put in their stuff, and the sign up button should be disabled until they put in a good email and username and password. But when they click sign up, this whole thing will disappear, and we'll have a text that says something along the lines of, thanks for signing up. Look in your email. We're going to send you an email, and click the link in it and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So I have the starter login. I have. Let's go to starter sign up. I'm gonna share the link with everybody. That way, everybody can pop in while we make these finishing touches on things. Another reason why I wanted to pull this all into the same one is because we have the color scheme
Right.
in this one. Obviously, that's subject to change as well. So sign up. All right. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the link to the chat right now. This is going to allow everybody to pop right into our Figma design. And I'm going to give everybody everybody editing power, but don't edit it. Let's you might I do want people to play around with it and be able to mess around with, not like mess around, but like if we have the conversation and we're all like, okay, yeah, the background color right here is good, like let someone who's never used Figma before be the one who actually makes the change so they can start getting that exposure to Figma. So posting it right in the chat. All right. So you can see on the left side. Am I sharing my screen? No.
No.
I caught it before you told me this time, Cash. Usually it's the other way around. Usually like, you're not sharing. Okay. So if you look on the left side, you can see we have page 1 is just the a transition from sign up to.
That was our dashboard.
Yeah, well, it was a transition, yeah, from the sign up page for developer into the dashboard, but the page that comes in between to kind of like pre-set up your account, to allow people to choose which projects they want to work on, which ones they're interested in, that sort of thing. We also have the desktop right here. We'll tie loose ends on this tonight and just get the style done. Which should be super simple. We don't want anything overcomplicated. We really just want something as super simple as possible. And then login and sign up page, we could add some color to it. Did you use the regular desktop on these, Kev?
Yeah, whatever desktop is in there. I was a little ticked off. I couldn't put the width and height and percentages like I wanted to. Figma just doesn't understand those right now. Or maybe I don't understand how to do it.
What do you mean? On what?
I wanted to make this box like 40% of the width, but I couldn't make that happen.
What page are you on? What box?
Either the sign up or the login, they're both, I figure they'll both be the same size.
So this box right here?
More or less, yeah.
Okay, so the width and the height are right here.
Yeah, but do you know how to make that a percentage?
Yeah, I don't think it does like the grid and all that.
No, it doesn't do flex or
we can do that
grid or
in a
anything.
real page though, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Yeah, and that would be super simple too.
I didn't go to any attempt to make it proper in that respect. I just kind of loosely centered it.
Yeah, if you go from, this is the design page right here. If you go over to inspect, you'll see that this is the CSS that you could literally copy and paste into the project. So right here for width and height, instead of being 701 pixels and 622 pixels, it'll be like 60% and 60% or something.
Yeah.
Super easy edit. Cool. All right, cool. And then if you just click on the outside of any of this, like you have nothing highlighted, you're going to see our color schemes pop up on the right. We have primary, secondary, and tertiary, and then we have a quad color, and then we have all the grays that come after that. So, I mean, it really comes down. What do you? We don't want it to be white, but we don't want it to be like bold. You know what I'm saying? I personally like this starter quad 1, just because it's not white, but it's like low key, if that makes sense. You know.
All right.
So
Stark.
let's just say we wanted to fill in the sign up page. You would just click sign up page, make sure that's highlighted, and then you go over to fill, click this, and we could add that as the backup color. If you want to change that, you can use anything you want. So, I mean, which one do people like, you know? Which one do people think looks the best? Actually,
I'm always a fan of dark theme stuff or night mode stuff. So I don't know about everybody else, but I always prefer that instead of like grayscale stuff.
Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, and this happens to, I feel like I don't know if you use like the starter secondary 1, but like, yeah, that dark blue color looked good.
Right here.
I like that too.
Yeah.
That right there. All right, cool. And then so keeping this box right here white, or I like signups that are white and simple, but
With the background kind of on the dark side, the box needs to be on the light side, but not white.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
like
like a
when,
starter gray 2 or something, you know, like a light gray that keeps it close to white, but not like crazy bright, you know.
Yeah, starter gray
I like when
1.
the box is kind of transparent, where you can see through it. Completely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true,
that
true.
works especially when there's a design in the back.
Let's see what it looks like if we add some transparency to it. I mean, it's
Like
gonna.
I started coding this the other day, and I did like you know how they do like a gradient,
Yeah,
and then I made like the box like transparent. You can see the gradient under it. You know what I mean, so like it doesn't look
yeah,
the best, but it gives it like a cool effect.
yeah. It looks a lot better when there's a
So
gradient or a picture underneath, for sure.
Well,
yeah.
Hey Jimmy, bounce over to the Facebook real quick.
you're not gonna have this pop up and be the actual website would be the background, you know, like blurred out.
Yeah, if you do transparency on this, I mean, it's gonna look like a solid color anyways,
No,
unless
but I'm
there's.
saying like if you had that pop up right in the center of the main page, you know what I mean, and like gray it out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I would say
I mean,
even go darker.
I think it being kind of white is okay. I think what kind of messes it up a little bit visually is we need to add color to the buttons
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah, the
definitely.
to
buttons,
make
Right.
the
those
text
pop.
fields,
So probably
those all
with
need to be white.
Can I
Or
just say
I
that
made all that gray just
I
to show that's user input stuff.
I think this should be a little bit darker though, honestly. Like I think maybe not like that, but uh I just yeah, like this. What do you guys think? Compare this to
it looks the same.
Something to keep in
yeah, I think
mind.
the other one looks better, the darker one.
yeah, same.
Yeah, more contrast.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
And then
something to keep in mind is that people are going to be transitioning from the landing page to the sign up page, and we don't want that transition to be jarring.
exactly. Yeah, so you'd have to so either this has to be lighter or the page we're coming from also has to have a dark theme.
Right.
The thing is, we're gonna have a dark theme and we're gonna have a light theme, so we should probably just like think about that right now. So we should just copy
Right.
this. We should just build that right now. So we have
Yeah, a lot of sites have that.
yeah, we should at least be thinking about it that way. Let's do sign up page. Nah, let's even like that. We don't have to put too much energy and time just so we have a dark mode and a light mode. Yeah, so I'll do sign up page, dark mode, sign up page, light mode. There. All right, so for the dark mode, suggestions for buttons. And I don't have to be the only
Green.
one. If someone else wants
Green.
to click and
What's the pop color that we have on
The
the side?
regular.
Shouldn't it be a color that really pops?
a pop
Whatever someone
color.
like,
Tertiary 1 or something,
yeah.
or tertiary 2, something like that.
Red often is sort of like a, not necessarily a good thing, so maybe red would be tough, but almost something that bright would be good. So yeah, that I would go with something bright that brings your attention to it. Very bright blue. And then white color for a font or something like that.
Let's see. All right, so we have tertiary 2 and we have tertiary 1.
Yeah, that and a white text or something like that.
Maybe not white, but lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you should see white in a dark mode.
Yeah, but something light against it.
Yeah, we got a lot of choices.
I actually like that.
Where did this color scheme come from, curiously?
Kevin, Sita, and we went through like tons of different color schemes and we just found one that we thought was pretty good.
Cool.
Do you think I like the bold for the sign up better. I don't know, what do you guys think? We could go with
Yeah, I was about to suggest the bold.
yeah, because the light was super thin. The bold is gonna make it easier to read for sure.
And bear in mind that sign up button is going to be disabled, whatever look we want to have that, but it's going to be disabled until all the information in the form is correct.
What is? Oh, the sign up button?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's actually account for that as well.
Why is there a back button on there?
I should have named that better. That would take you back to the home page, the non-logged in landing page. We talked about the idea of some people, you have a developer mode and a business mode. Some people might click sign up and be in the wrong mode and they go, oh no. So we give them a way to go back and change the mode.
Exactly.
What's
And that could be made smaller and less noticeable. I didn't put any
I almost feel like maybe
thought into this.
that could almost be like outside of the box.
It could even be an arrow. Arrow.
Yeah, I would suggest like the back arrow in the top left, or just the classic X in the top right corner instead of a button.
Well, is this going to be a pop-up over the main site or a whole
No,
separate
this
page?
would be a transition. It's it's going to be a microservice. It's going to actually be a whole different program, basically.
Yeah, the button makes more sense than if it's a whole separate page and not the pop-up.
Yeah, I would definitely say this green doesn't match.
Yeah, just make it an X.
I would make it just gray. Honestly, because it's not like you don't really want people going, you don't want to bring attention to the back. We want it to be something that people only click if they have to.
Right.
I like the suggestion of just like a gray back arrow versus any
It doesn't even
words
need
or
to be
anything
a
like that.
button. It just has to be a clickable something.
Yeah, like a super light gray, you know. Something super simple, not like standing out either. Oops, that's way too close. Uh, that's probably good right there. All right.
Yeah, we'll be able to put padding in this box and just tell that thing to be in the lower left.
Starter sign up title page. This is just for clarification, right, Kev?
That's just a place where the text will go. I don't care what it says, but we need to tell them, this is a sign up page, and we should probably say whether it's business or developer. But that's just a placeholder.
All right. So starter business sign up, something of that nature, right?
Well, it's going to be the same thing. It's just going to take that variable from the login or the landing page that tells us whether they're a business or developer.
So it's going to be
It's going to
starter
respond to that. So yeah, like that.
type sign up.
That's just a place to put that thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So someone put an arrow there. All right. So I do like this blue. Do you guys like this blue better, or do you like a blue that matches better?
Good.
I still think that box is too bright for a dark mode.
This one right here.
Yep.
What do you think?
It's a little better.
Whoa, definitely not. Do you think it should be a gray or?
Try the burgundy.
Just not bright. That's all I'm saying.
Try the red, yeah, the dark red.
not
Like
too
that
bright.
one. The burgundy. Yeah, that one. That's
Well,
still bright.
there's another red in here too, I believe.
I think that's the only other one.
No, there was another one for sure. Was there? Oh, maybe it just looks different.
Right.
Yeah, the contrast on that is super,
Ugh.
super. All right.
How does
I
it
don't
look
like
if you had like if you make it a little bit more like a slightly transparent, so it becomes a little bit darker looking, maybe?
I could just use a darker color.
That too.
Nah, it's no good.
I liked it. I liked it when you had it kind of like really bright. Just kind of left as it is. I think that kind of worked.
Yeah, I think we should do the light one first, anyways.
Yeah, that one.
Like
I think
that.
that one works.
You can do that one and then have like a bluer or a thicker border, or like a blue, something like that to separate it. Make it pop, like the outline of it.
Yeah.
I like SJ, was it your idea to have the gradient? I feel like a gradient might be nice there. Like using two of those colors, the darkish, it just feels like it'll add more like design to it. Subtle. Like it doesn't have to be drastic. Like two very, very close
I say
colors, but
I say we keep it as simple as possible. We don't want it to look like a hobby project, As far as the sign up goes, as simple as possible.
yeah.
I do
I
think
think this
that
looks really great. I just think it should be
I think this should be
the
darker too. You're breaking up a little bit there.
I said I thought
That's what
Yeah.
you sound like when you're at the Starbucks, Jimmy.
Really? Is that bad?
Yep, it's that bad.
Now I know. I didn't hear you again, but I like this. I think this is clean. We should just change
Yeah,
the
make the corners of that outer box more rounded.
more rounded.
Yeah, I think I put 15, and it needs to be more like 25 or 30. I think.
25. That's 25 right there.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's better.
Does the error message or user feedback message have to be in its own box? I feel like that could just be
No,
text.
no, that's just
Yeah.
a placeholder.
Okay.
All we should ever see there is text. Although
Yeah.
we might want to put a box around it to make the text more legible, but that's mainly just a placeholder.
Okay. It's bringing a
For
lot of attention to it right now.
for this right here. Yeah, we should definitely get this to match.
And
Let's
in
make
the sign up button should stay where it is, no matter how much or little text there is there. So
there. That's a lot more clear.
Yeah.
yeah,
And also,
it
I
doesn't
feel
need a
like there's
border. I only put the border so you could tell there was a box. If that makes sense. And I didn't try to style this at all.
Yeah.
Just placeholders for where things go.
Let me let's change the stroke. That way stroke style dash, so it's more clear that this is not actually going to be here. Something like this. Then same thing. I mean, we could let's make it a completely random color so anyone who looks at it is like, yeah, we know this is not going to be. No,
Whoa.
that's not what I meant.
I mean, in the name, you can also just put that at the end in parentheses placeholder.
True. Good point.
What do you think about putting the email address, username, password also in white? I think white would look better than black.
Something lighter, yeah, that's too
Definitely.
Yeah, keep it uniform.
Definitely. Yeah, you guys want to change those?
Yeah, it should just all be the same as the sign up button, probably.
Right.
Agreed.
And this is a little bit jammed together. You know, we could probably widen that up.
Yeah, make more space between the inputs, you're saying?
Yeah, there's kind of like best practices for that, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah. We could do, yeah, so we could do a blue or a white. What do you guys think? That's blue right there. If you click on like email address and you want to click on the input field, both of them at the same time, all you do is you click email address, then hold shift and click on the other one, and you'll highlight both of them.
Right. If you don't, you'll move one thing and not the other.
Exactly.
Oh, now don't go crazy now.
Kevin's like, what are you doing to my design?
Yeah, he's like, don't wreck it.
But the space.
Oh, let me show you
know,
guys
the gap
something.
should be equivalent, that kind of stuff. The
Let me-
width should be the same.
Yeah, let me show you all something real quick. If I'm gonna click on email address, I'm gonna hold down shift, click the input field, label, input field, label, input field. And then if you go over to, actually, if I right click and do group selection, then then auto layout will show up here. And there, that'll make it.
Sweet.
And now another cool thing about auto layout is good for like drop downs and that sort of thing. Cause if I wanted to just move, oh shoot. Like,
Okay, that's an arrow here.
It automatically swaps them in a really cool way.
Well, that's weird.
I know,
Cool.
right?
Weird.
It's cool. Yeah, it's a nice feature.
Well, we really need to make a little more room for that text, because we're going to actually be telling people things like, you need to have a longer password. You need to have, several things. It could be 4 or 5 lines. Keep that in mind. We're going to prompt them through the process of getting a good set of data for the form.
So you're saying you just want this to be bigger, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Big enough
Do
so
like
that.
the arrow more than the back button.
The arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
that's nice and subtle.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we could have a mouse over, that says back.
Put back right next to it. Yeah.
Or that. Yeah, that's fine.
You know what? Honestly, I feel like we should do. I don't. I don't think we should create a username. It's just like another thing to keep track of. The email address should be the username, and we should have this one just be Pat. Oops. Is that back supposed to be there?
Yeah, but everyone doesn't want their username, I mean, their email all over either.
Particularly business people, I think.
Yeah, you're not going to be
don't want
posting.
that. They may not want their business name everywhere. The system says, "Hey, so and so."
Well, let's just say hypothetically there's a business who's like, okay, I want to have this project and I want developers to work on it. They're not going to tell people what their business is?
Not their personal email, I mean.
Right, yeah.
No, it'll be a business email, right?
But I'm just saying, like, you want to have a username, like, you're going to be able to
Also,
post
you don't
or
want, you
whatever.
probably don't want like the specific person's business email, maybe? Like.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. If you create an account for Facebook or something, you use your email, but you don't share that with everybody.
Yeah, wouldn't that be in the profile? You get to like select that if you want to, but
If
the
you
most
want to
basic
share it, you can share it, and if not, then you don't. But if people still create their business page, though, the same way that they would create a project, they create their business Facebook page, and like they share their business email, they share the name of their business, they share the industry that their business is in. Just because they signed up with their email address doesn't mean that they have to share that email address.
I get it. So you mean like for logging in, you don't need a username and an email, just use an email address. But then later, for whatever posting, whatever, they'll choose how they want to, what name they're going to post under.
Yeah,
it doesn't
because
necessarily have to be a
yeah,
username.
because
take that out of there.
they're gonna have to build. Well, keep it in, but we'll just do because if we do password here, you still have to re-enter your password, right?
Yeah.
In a world of cut and paste, that doesn't make much sense to me.
But why does everyone else do it? There's got to be a reason, right?
Because you're not supposed to cut and paste your password.
Yeah, it actually seems
I
like
always record my password somewhere else before I put it into the system. That way I don't forget. So I'm always cutting and pasting, and I've never had a site bark at me about it.
There seems to be some sort of form validation where it only allows you to. It doesn't allow you to. I know that like you can have like password in form field, you can have text form field. There seems to be some sort of form validation recently that I've been seeing that doesn't allow you to do that in a second one. Am I seeing that?
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
I've definitely seen that.
On a web page though. I mean, on a real application, yeah, but on a web page, I don't.
He's putting his password in a text, and then he's copying it from there and putting it in each.
Well, we're not that uptight.
We gotta delete this too, right? Since we're gonna have the arrow for back. I'm gonna zoom in on this and really get it good. Get it even. I know it's not too big of a difference, but there we go. All right. Cool. Shlomo, can you just highlight that real quick?
Oh, like that?
All right. I say that's simple. That's good. That's enough. It looks good.
It's good.
It's dark mode. All right. Let's do the same thing. Actually, this is for valid. So this sign up is actually not going to be blue unless this is all filled out. So let's do this the same way that it will look. Oh, shoot.
Grouped it.
Yeah, I did group it, huh? Let me here. If we,
Maybe
here,
that's weird.
ungroup. There we go.
You have to have everything. That's kind of.
There we go.
Anyway.
My name. This will just be, it'll look like stars basically.
Oh, and we should put the little eye symbol so that they can see it.
Yes, exactly.
Good.
So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, so this is what it's going to look like when it's filled out and it's valid. So if you look up here, sign up page, dark mode, valid. If they have an email address at email.com, if they've entered their password and both of the passwords match, then sign up will become blue and they'll be able to sign up. We're also going to have to make one for when they hover over sign up if we want that to change, but we don't really have to do that right now. So we also have, we're going to have a light dark mode invalid. So let me just delete that real quick. I'm going to take this whole thing now that it's done. Paste it. So we have our dark mode invalid right here. And this just means that they haven't entered their email address, they haven't entered their password,
Or they don't match.
or they don't match. So sign up is just going to be, it's going to be like some form of gray.
Yep.
And then the text is going to be same thing, just some form of gray.
Slightly darker gray.
Yeah, like something like that. Basically. Yeah. That looks good for, okay, so we have our sign up page, dark mode valid, and we have our sign up page, dark mode invalid. And then we're going to need light mode for each one. So really, it's going to be the same exact thing as valid and invalid. It's just going to be, the colors are going to be different. So let's just,
Right. All just changes in styling.
yeah, so let's just copy this. There we go. And then same thing, one more. So if we bring that down here. So this one will be light mode invalid. And this one will be light mode valid. Alright, so what does everyone think for light mode? And we honestly don't really have to be thinking about light mode and dark mode right now, but it is, Kevin, I know you're anxious to, or not anxious, but you're eager to serve our styles from a server eventually, so this will be setting us up perfectly for doing something like that.
Yep.
So, alright, let's do light mode valid first. So, this will be, I would say the background should be something. The thing is,
And once we've massaged this a little bit more, we'll actually have a dark palette and a light palette that are like subsets of our total color palette.
yes, exactly. So I want to point something out, and I just want to clarify on something really quickly. The blue is going to be business, and the red is going to be developer, right? Like we wanted that to be clear.
Well, yeah.
So this is our business sign up, for example, right? And then
Yes.
if you're going down the developer path, It's going to be almost the same thing style-wise, but with the red theme, just so it's clear. So I do think for like this starter sign up, it should be starter business sign up. I mean, as far as
We're getting up with 16 permutations.
I know, that's how it's done. Actually, you know what we're not doing right now though is like this sign up component is actually it's a component, and in
Right.
Figma,
Just changes its face.
yeah, in Figma, you could actually turn these things into components if you click up here. See how it says create component? And then that way, it'll actually save this entire component in assets. And see how I have local components? This is one I saved earlier. If I wanted to bring that over here, you could put it anywhere you want on the whole website. That's the good part about actually creating components within Figma. It's like, oh man, does it make your job so much easier down the road. So basically, if you're building a React app, the first thing you want to do is just think about like what the components are going to be. Because once you decide what the components are going to be, first you would create something small like this sign up button, for example. This sign up button is a component. You're going to be using buttons throughout your whole application. So to turn this button into a component to begin with is just so key. And then you have your input fields and your labels, and you create your sign up, and then you actually highlight this whole thing, create a component, and now this sign up field is something you could put not only on this website, it's something that you're going to have in your Figma that you could use across websites, the same way that if you build a sign up component in React, especially with the microservice architecture, it's going to be a sign up component you could use in any application. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, it
Right.
makes it just goes so well together.
And then when it gets its styling from database, you can really go crazy.
True. That's next
You can
level
have
right there.
different people hitting the exact same code but seeing different things.
So is that too bright?
Somewhat, yes.
All right. Let's we have a border on here, don't we? Yeah, right here.
Same color.
All right, there we go. I just want to make sure we can see
Is that
everything.
still dashed? I can't tell.
Yeah, that's dashed. So this is a light mode, but we do want it to be similar to our dark, like not similar, but as far as like the color scheme goes, similar. So these are the colors we have right now. I would say maybe the starter gray too. And then this be the blue. Or vice versa. What do you guys think?
I'd rather, well,
I feel like this
I
gray is
prefer
even
the
too dark.
grayer because it pops out the area you want to look. So I prefer the more muted gray as a background.
Which one?
I was thinking the brighter thing. Yeah, I think if you this would be something will add more contrast, so you see the least attention to the background. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So
you're saying the blue on the form?
yeah, because that pops it out more for me.
Do you think that this gray is too dark for a light mode?
I think it's too dark though. Yeah, but I'd go with a very light gray.
Better.
I liked it when it was, I think it was I don't know if it was white or light blue in the back, but then the same blue on the form as it is in the dark mode.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Let's see.
That one's good.
Yeah, I feel like that looks
yeah, I
good.
think that works.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Making
And
a
then all
pretty
you
minimal
change is
change
background.
too.
Yeah, you're right. Business sign up.
Is it just the body background color?
It's just What was that? Yeah, just the body background color. Yep. And just there we go. Yeah, the back button should be a different color as well, just so it's
Yeah, I'm having trouble like picking a color though. Like getting your swatches up.
I feel like a blue, but maybe a little darker. Oops. Like if we did this one, yeah, like that. Or maybe a little lighter. That looks good, I think.
Yeah, I like that. And then can we make the rest of the input boxes white? Because we have like 2 gray and then 1 white.
Oh yeah. Everybody's just like playing around and trying stuff. I like that though. That's cool. All right, and then the sign up button is also the same color. Yeah, so the forms are the same on both. Actually, what color is this? Let's see if that works. Because if we do that, and then let me just unlink this and use this. Try to get. Does that work on these? I feel like that's a
It's too
different.
dark.
Yeah, I feel like it looks way different, right? Yeah, you're right. It's way
Yeah,
too
it's the
dark.
background color is making it look weird.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, we can stick with that for now. I mean, I don't know if there's anything that will look. No, that's the exact
Shit.
color.
Could just
Okay.
copy it over.
I misclicked.
We could use this super light blue.
Yeah, it looks better.
That does look better. Let's see how it looks over here too. Yeah, that's more clear. I feel like that looks good. All right, cool. Yeah, that looks good. And then perfect. And then let's actually delete this. Let's copy this. All right. It's good. Then assuming that it's invalid, this will be just a lighter color, right? Gray is probably best, so something just then a darker gray. Something like that. Or what's the other one? I like this one. See how this one looks over here. Just take the whole thing. You're coming with me. Let's see the position. 629, 702. 629, 702.
I feel like that white sign up button looks like too much. I don't know if we can like, maybe more towards gray than towards white on that.
Yeah, so starter gray
That's
2.
bright.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's an improvement.
This? Or did
The, I mean,
you
it
like the
being more
one
gray,
like
but
that?
the text white. Yeah, I like that better.
All right,
I mean,
cool.
for dark mode, I think that's fine. I just think in light mode, that was just too much white.
Okay, cool. So a little bit darker in light mode. All right, but you think it looks good over here though?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I
What do
agree.
other people think?
The dark one looks weird. Dark
This
mode
one?
looks weird.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it looks a little too light as well. Let's try to switch it.
For me, the gray often means grayed out, though. If a button is grayed out, often that to me that means you can't access it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the exact idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here.
Yep. So these are the invalid, just incomplete forms, and then these.
Oh, invalid. Got it.
Yeah, and this is when they are valid. Let's just change.
This is going to be a good experience for people just getting into, even if you've done other kind of programming. This is a good experience of doing events and interactive stuff. Client.
Someone changed this back to white.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like hard for me to change that. Just playing with it, sorry.
No, all good. Yeah, that's what this is all about. Playing
Like
around.
I can change all the other colors, but that one acts weird.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. Playing around and learning these tools, you know? Alright, I think that looks good. Yeah, we have so if we go back to that's sign up and then what is this? We're basically going to be stealing all of the styles from sign up, so this is going to be a lot quicker. Let's
Right. The buttons are a little bit different, but the rest of it should be pretty much the same.
sign up. So dark mode valid. So login, dark mode valid. All right. So background we had the very dark. What did we?
The login's a little bit different because it's not gonna tell them how to type in their password. If you follow me.
What do you mean?
So they're going to put in a username and a password, and they're going to hit login, and then it's going to say, "Hey, this isn't the actual password or username." Well, you're never supposed to give a click. But
Yeah.
It's an inherently different process.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the visual elements are much in common.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so
Like that button that says home, that can just say, well, it can't really say back because you're farther into the system when you get to the login page.
Yeah, I've never seen a home button on a login like that.
You really don't want to do the pop-up? I think pop-up's where it's at.
I think pop-ups should go to the 7th layer myself. I hate
I mean, it's a
pop-ups.
login page. I mean, that's the whole point of it.
Well, the point architecturally is that we're aiming for a microservice architecture. So this login is not just another visual image. It's a whole different subsystem, potentially running on a whole different server.
Okay.
Because it's
instead of
for
a home
production
button,
users.
maybe just having like the logo at the top left or whatever. So if people want to go back to the home page, they would just.
That's actually
Oh, yeah,
better.
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
usually forget my password.
Most apps are nowadays. Yes. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
Sure, no problem.
definitely. Yeah, I like that a lot better as well. I mean, we don't have a logo yet, so we could even do something as simple as like let's put an S right there and just increase it to
Yeah, style the heck out of it.
I don't know.
Put a cape on it.
70, 72, just so we have something here. And then I don't know, 40 and 20. We could even write starter. And even
That's
though
too big.
even though the name is gonna change, you know. Well, let me see. If we just do, let's just draw a star. where the logo is gonna go. So boom. All right, and then if we let me copy that and just add it to. If you copy something from a page, all you have to do is click on this. And then if you go to another page that you want to add it to, you don't have to click on the specific location you want to add it to. Just click on the sign up page and paste, and it'll put it exactly where it is on the other page, which makes
Cool. Yeah, that's
things easy.
sensible.
Should be darker on this one. All right, and
Yeah,
then
so if you do that, we don't need the back or the arrow.
yeah, so we'll keep the star for now. When we come up with a logo, we'll replace that star. Yeah, so we wouldn't need this home.
Bye-bye.
You're like, what are you doing to my design? Should we center this or?
It looks better that way, truthfully, yeah.
Right.
And, you know, we don't need that. That didn't need to be real prominent. Most sites, it's actually a link, and it's usually pretty dim.
Yeah, so we could actually make this a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an actual button. It just has to be a clickable thing. We don't want to have actual links that people can cut and paste in our application.
Yeah, and it's usually like a really bright blue too, right? Even brighter than that.
Yeah, they make it somewhat difficult to find, yeah.
Something like that, and it's usually not bold either. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So don't forget your
forgot my
password.
password.
Okay, and then for this we had this, right? We have that, that. Starter, business login. I feel like these letters are smaller. What are these? What is this set to? 12.
The business /
18.
developer thing makes sense for the sign up, but I don't think it makes sense in the login.
What do you mean?
You're just a user. Because at this point, you already have an account, and that business developer setting is in that account already.
True.
And it'll follow them right through the login to the dashboard. So it really just needs to say login, you know.
But there's going to be one login service that's running that's tapping into the business database, right? Or is there just going to be one login service that talks
There's
to?
going to be one single authentication database and one single authentication service.
Yes. So why are we even going to change the color of the login?
You don't have to.
Yeah, they could just be the same. Starter login.
However, though, there's architecturally there's a set of pages where you don't have to be logged in that you could theoretically bounce around through, and that bouncing around should be smooth, you know, not jarring, like I said.
So do you want to just have something like even the background be just more neutral for the login, where it's like maybe a gray with it's not working for me. Here we go. Too bright. I don't know, like something just more neutral. That's what are you thinking?
The light blue.
That one? It's so bright though.
Yeah, look to your right. Yeah, the styling one. Look to the right. Like that color, maybe.
So, okay.
Yeah, we might want to slightly adjust our palette now that we're actually putting it to use and seeing how some of the combinations don't work so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more thinking about like, okay, so I feel like there should be something that's saved that lets the computer know if like some
Yeah,
session
when they
storage or
sign
something.
up, it's gonna put that their email, their hash of their password, salt, all that stuff is going to be in there, including whether they're a business person or a developer person. That's all going to be remembered.
So the style should remain. So the login will be the same. It'll just say login, but there's still
But
going
it's
to
a
be
whole different service, so a whole different container. I mean, we can make it look the same. That's fine, but
yeah. So if
it's not
you're
just the same page with a
yeah,
different face. It's a whole different page.
if you're a business person on this site though, then and you choose dark mode, the styling should stay the same. It shouldn't go to like a generic login gray style just because like the
Yeah, that's
login service.
consistent. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean that goes back to the whole idea of themes.
Yeah. All right, so we'll stick with that for now. Um,
If we were really slick, we would only design the light mode and we would have a dark mode translator, if you get my drift.
a dark mode
So,
translator.
Yeah,
am I
we
hearing you
teach it that
guys
in dark
right?
mode this becomes this becomes that, the other becomes the other.
Are you doing your lo-fi and your hi-fi screens all at the same time, or this is just all?
Well, this is considered hi-fi, but these are really primitive screens, so it doesn't. And we don't really want the sign up or login pages to look flashy. That's not really the point.
Yeah,
Well,
so let me show you
agreed.
what a lo-fi looks like, and then I'll show you what a hi-fi looks like. So just so you can see the difference. Like, so this is like a lo-fi where
That's lo-fi.
where the colors are not the colors you're going to be using. This might not even be the text that you're using. The words are not the words you're using. It's just like a layout, and it just shows you, it allows you to get a working version of the application going without any of the design being the right way. And then this is more hi-fi, where like something like this, you can see.
Okay, so that's why I was asking, do you already have like colors, or you already did was there a UI kit? I didn't see it.
No, so as far as the login and the sign up page, these are high fidelity wireframes. Like this is what they'll look like. This is what they will look like on their first iteration.
Okay, but those images that we just saw,
The
that's not what it's gonna look like?
No, this is a different site I'm working on.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought they were the same.
But we are slowly going to make our site more sophisticated. Like I like the idea of images for the background, but you have to take the image and kind of lower the contrast, and even they have software that can even lower the level of details, so the image doesn't distract you, but it's just a better than background than a solid color. But That's the kind of thing we can, massage and add in later. We need to get this up and working.
Yeah, we could definitely get like, I mean, it could come to the point where you're like, you can.
Like I would like to have a background image that tells people if they're a developer or business. They won't have to think about it. It'll just be there and it'll be consistent and they'll just know.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 separate sites.
No, just 2 different facades on the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with Unsplash, it's a free image website.
Yep. Just going to center this a little bit. There we go.
Once people get logged in, they're in basically 2 different worlds, whether they're a developer or a business person. They have completely different dashboards, completely different tool sets. So it's an important distinction.
Yeah.
It's different.
But at this one particular part of the process, it just doesn't matter.
I like this. This is good. This is good, guys. Okay.
Yeah, didn't you use the auto? Just use the auto on that.
I didn't. Let me see. If I just copy right there. There we go. Actually. There we go. Come on. They got to be in the right spots, right? No.
Well, this one's different, Jimmy. This one on the right I was just playing with. It's totally different than yours.
Oh, what'd you do to it?
I was just making my own, like practicing.
Oh, okay. Well,
We'll just copy yours over once we finish this one.
yeah, the email address and password is good though.
Oh.
So that looks good. And then forgot my password. Yeah. That actually looks good though. Did you want to hold on? Did we fix the rounded corners for all of them?
Probably not.
What did we put on this? 25.
I think we did on the sign up.
25. Yeah, we did on the sign up, not on this one.
But that's the kind of thing we can do on a site level basis. We can always say dialogues always have this radius kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, cool. Isn't there a box here? Here we go. Let's give that a stroke and give that some coloring as well. And stashed. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, so this is the valid. So let's add.
Well, see, this one's not like sign up. They're valid until they hit login.
But login isn't highlighted until they fill in their stuff, though, right?
Well, yeah, I guess we can make sure it looks like an email, and they do have to put something for a password. So yeah, I guess there's a little bit of validation. But the heavy lifting is going to have to take a trip to the server.
Yes, exactly. All right, so that is a valid one. Does someone want to copy and paste and then create the light mode? So this will be, I know you're just playing around over there, but we need a light mode valid. So let me just move this. I'm going to move that one out of the way, the one you've been playing around with. Someone wants to work on turning that into the light mode, a valid light mode. Basically just matching our sign up pages. So
right.
Same exact thing as as the sign up pages. Don't forget to put the star, and then I'll work on the dark mode invalid, which is just a couple of changes.
So Jim will be able to go to GitHub and just download this and then fork or edit, or how it would be able to access this.
Yeah, so I'm going to put the Figma link right inside of the project. So I'm going to put it right in the README of the project. So if you go to the GitHub and you look at the README right here, I'm going to put it right.
See that we have that major header that says contributing. Maybe we make another major header that says, resources or something along that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to run, guys, but
All
I'll
right.
check you out Friday probably.
All right. Cool. Cool. See you
Coming
then.
by.
You gonna be
See ya.
there? You gonna be there on Sunday?
If I can make it, most 50-50. If not, I'll be there the next week.
All right. Cool. Have a good night, man.
All right, later, man.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Peace. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head out too, but it was a great experience being with you guys, and I'll check you guys out in the next event.
Awesome.
And
Cool. Thanks for coming.
I promise we're going to write code someday.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign out as well. But I am gonna attend Friday's session.
Cool.
I'm very eager.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Thanks for
All right.
joining. Yeah. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
So Kev, for now, I believe when we go in to create this starter login and the starter sign up, yeah, I have dug into Docker and Kubernetes a little bit, so I know that you can have different configuration and different dependencies all within the same repository, which will definitely keep things a lot simpler. And then I was reading about
How does a Docker image come from just part of download of the repository? That's what confuses me.
what do you mean?
To make a Docker container, you have to have what's called a Docker image.
Yep.
That's normally it's built from an entire React application. How do you make a Docker image from part of React app?
You'll have a Docker image for each service within your application.
But I don't see how that gets put in the repository without chaos.
No, it's pretty
How do you
simple.
keep the application separate in the repository is what I'm saying.
So you would separate, I mean, you could configure the project however you want, really, but you would have directories based on each independent service, I believe.
I'm gonna bounce. I'll catch up with you guys on Friday. Have a good one. This was fun.
Alrighty,
Thanks
peace out,
for coming
Raina.
by.
Yep.
We can kind of take that offline. I think part of this doesn't really matter because we'll probably never have the kind of traffic to make us go to Kubernetes. I'm praying we don't. But it's a valid pattern even if we don't go that far.
Yeah, yeah. I'll show you.
I don't understand your resistance to multiple repositories though. I mean that's a standard thing.
Yeah, it just brings one project to multiple repositories. It adds complexity that doesn't need to be there, don't you think? I mean, we could take it offline too. I just want to start building.
I think it adds containerization, which we need. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, yeah, but you could add containerization without separating it into different repositories. Like Google's whole code base is in one repository.
Yeah, but I knew you were going to say that. Google can say this is how you do it, and they can say, or you're fired. We can't fire people. We can't threaten people. All we have is their goodwill. Follow the rules.
Yeah.
And I just believe that having separate repositories lessens the trouble.
So this is one of those conversations that we need to have. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do everything to build my case and tell you why doing it the way that I'm saying to do it would be the best for the project and have valid reasons why it would be better. And I'm gonna obviously do research to tie up my argument really nicely. and you do the same thing, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll let other people have input, and then we'll all decide together what makes the most sense.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll let everyone chip in, and after hearing everybody's points and that sort of thing, then it's a democracy. We'll all vote on it, and just we could separate it into different repositories. We could keep it in the same one, and yeah, we'll go from there. We should create a discussion within the repo to talk about how we actually want to structure it, and then kind of
Like
just
the CSS one.
yeah, exactly. So it's not like it's a decision that needs to be made today anyways. We can make that decision in like 2 months from now if we really wanted to, but we'll get the conversation started, and we'll make sure when we do make a decision, we're making a decision based on like valid points, and not just like, well, I've been doing it like this, and I'm over here like, well, I thought I did it like this one time. So yeah, because if I am trying to make the point for something like this, I do want my argument to be a sound argument, and not just like, oh well, one time I did it like this. So let me do my research before I try to make my point as well.
Cool.
All right, so I think the invalid is done.
And on the sign up page, all that interactivity is going to be client side, so we can go ahead and start actually banging that out.
The sign up?
Yeah, because it has to make sure that their email looks like an email, and that their password, we have to come up with a password policy. And I think I told you about that chart where they crack an eight character password brute force in like 26 seconds now. It's retarded. An eight character password is not a password in the modern world.
Yeah, no, I know. So we do have to have some standards.
You take that out to 12 or 15, and it goes up to days. It's it's exponential, so it's really effective. But anyway, we need a password policy, and the form's going to enforce that.
Yeah,
but all that can happen. That's all client side, and we can do that without needing the back end yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this is also another conversation as far as like, do we want to just do hand coded authentication, which is great, or do we want to have a library to handle authentication? We could start getting that conversation started too, but we could actually start designing the login and the sign up before we have those answers as well, which is cool.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So let me just delete this, and we should be good to go. Then I say Friday we come together and we actually start building this stuff out. This button is actually going to be not that color. Not that color either. That one. Okay. Cool. All right. So these are done. Unless I'm mistaken, these look. Does anyone see anything that's not in line or accurate?
Nothing leaps at me. I'm running my eyes around in a circle. Nothing leaps at me.
Okay. The only thing, so before Friday, I'm gonna try to make some time to actually copy and paste all 4 of these on the sign up and the login, and just apply like the dark red, like have a dark theme and a light theme for the developer side as well. So if anyone wants to do that with me, just let me know, and then that way, come Friday, we'll be able to just hop right in. The cool thing about this though is we have dark mode valid and we have dark mode invalid, but really that's the same page.
Right.
Howdy. So I was going to mention earlier when you guys were talking about colors for like the landing page and whatnot, and
Yeah.
I think you guys have kind of elected to go for more of a formal look. I should have probably said something rather than just like spend